It's Season 4, lads. Can you believe it? Season 4 of the RacingSimRigs World Series here. We start at the Circuit de la Sarthe of all places. And look at that sweltering track. 38 degrees. Oh, and I've already made one mistake. That's... Can you tell what it is? Yes. Track length of 13.5 kilometers, an altitude of 32.4 meters above sea level, partially cloudy with a 5-kilometer north wind. And a new class of biblical proportions. It is going to be... No, it's not for GT class. No matter what Craig wants. A new class, that means a new color. Blue for Pro-Ams. We need to have something that makes sure everybody knows for every race what the color coding means, because we switch color codings for each of the series, but we have chosen blue for Pro-Am this season. All the rest of them are saying the same. It is green for Pro and orange for amateurs. New class of Pro-Am allows those who are a little bit faster than the amateurs, but may not be as fast as the pros, to slot in just nicely. And we have a good collection of people here. We've got Zachary Yama, Chatterton, Harry Wills, Andrew Miller back again. Where else do we have them? We have Jonas Dreyer in, yes, orangey orange. That is an official color. I'll stick by it. And once again, back with me for another season is Mr. Craig. King Craig, how are things?
Are you sure? Because it says that you've got two other people with you tonight, and it's not me. And
a mistake,
last I checked, we're not doing the Major Series, we're doing the RacingSimRigs World Series. But no, I jest. It's I'm doing great. I'm excited. We're at Le Mans, and I hate to say it, the scene of the crime. As we started Season 2 at Le Mans with the controversial, I think we can say controversial, everyone knows it, grid start. The infamous blockage down the Mulsanne. The infamous 5-car death of the grid start around here. So we're going to shift away from that, because here's the new format, ladies and gentlemen. We're not doing 2 races anymore. 1 75-minute race every week. 2 mandatory pit stops. No qualifying. Oh, how are they going to do qualifying, you ask? How are you going to set the grids? Is it going to be like NASCAR with a random pick? Just tonight. Random grid for tonight with the pros, the pro-ams, and the amateurs in their own slots. We're not mixing and matching. This grid will determine, the results of this race will determine the grid for race 1. And then, from there on in, championship standings, full reverse. That's how they're going to do that. That's how they're going to do the grid each week. And it's going to be fantastic. It's not going to be as fantastic as seeing 3 Fords out there in what could be their swan song. I said it. I said it. It could be the end of the Ford in GT3.
It is.
We'll wait and see.
I mean, of all the cars, it should be the one to go. I think everybody's in agreement about that.
I'm not gonna like
sugarcoat
deny that. Yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I still like it. Great to see returning names, new names, and I just want to look. Now, Rob, this is a random draw, and for some reason, the Season 3 Pro Champion has gotten pole position.
Look at him there, just sitting all smug in P1. I mean, he's got a Ford alongside him of Chris Daines in the Ford Edge livery. But I mean, his view up front, very calm.
Very calm, and also James Armstrong, P6 as well. By the way, as I say that, good evening, Ma. Nice to see you back working again.
Good evening, Ma. Where is she? She's covered by the vehicle.
Andy Hitchkins will be the first car to lead a Pro-Am group here, as he will be side by side with his Midland Sim Racing teammate, Raidillon Lee. No, sorry, I beg your pardon. He's side by side with Neil Butler, who's just going to drive away, and then Andy Hitchkins is going to be on his own. He's got Callum Beeman right behind him, though, who, of course, is his Midland Sim Racing teammate. And then Henning Haig will lead off in the SWM. That's the Team Slow-Mo, isn't it? Or have they changed their name? That was Slow-Mo last season, but I think they may have had a change. But they've got a nice red livery as everybody is rolling. It's going to be hard to hear you, Rob, when we get past the karting S's, because I think there's an aeroplane that flies over as the tricolor comes across. But...
Oh yeah. It's gonna be. This is gonna be as it goes. Well, not like that, but it's quite loud.
I can do the French national anthem if you want as well.
Let's not.
Let's not. Do we have one of us in a 3D in like on a blue screen waving the tricolor at the start, like it was with the
very badly wave the tricolor. Like he just sort of held it. He just held it and just sort of shook it up and down.
A reminder that the race always goes green when even if that tricolor does not fly, and I don't think it's never not flown. But who knows? Who knows? Like I said, there is no points tonight. This is almost like pre-qualifying. It's just getting everybody ready. The warm-up race, the race that, well, like I said, also determines the grid for the first race of the season. I'm still used to the pace car darting in very shortly. The tricolor is going over. So if you're new, this is how we start it. This is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Season 4 somewhat kicks off with the RacingSimRigs World Series at Le Mans. 75 minutes. Rob knows what to do. You ready?
Indeed I do.
Go on then.
And as the pace car darts off into the pit lane, they will not start at unison. They will get to their starting grids. And as you can see, the scoreboard or the timing tower is having a fit as they get lined up. Off they go. That is Sean Campbell and Chris Daines. Off they go to do battle for the press day. And already Sean Campbell has just, there he goes, off ahead. Caught Chris Daines off guard as he's under threat from Calvin Dent in a very nice looking acid. Oh, good, there's been an accident already.
You've cursed them out as Calvin Dent goes around. The Pro-Ams have just gone off as well. Have they cleared the track? I think they have. Andy Hitchkins will lead off the Pro-Am. Raidillon Lee is in a battle. They're 3 wide near the middle there of the Pro-Am field, and that is Eric Benson just playing it safe as Harry Wills and Andrew Dawson get by everybody. It looks like Callum Beeman wants to make a move on Raidillon Lee. He's unable to. Looking pretty clean, despite some 2 wide coming out of the Dunlop S's for the Pro-Ams. And the amateurs have already started. Henning Haig has led them off. There's not a lot to go on there, but it looks like the Dean Tim, though. That's Jens Leroy going a little bit wide, and Dean Tim goes off. Tom Dandridge has had an issue, though. What has happened to Dandridge? He has got massive damage there, and that 2 wide went to 3 wide going into the Esses de Terre Rouge and got taken out by James Pearce on the braking.
I didn't see a lot of damage, if I'm going to be honest. I think that car looks fine.
Oh, well, the wing doesn't look that good.
In my view, it looks... I don't know if it's not updating for me. What's the story? By the way, Mark Fleming has not taken to the... He's the only non-starter for this race. That's why he's up on the top there. Don't worry about that. He'll be clearing the jiffy. Coming down to Mulsanne 2 for the professionals. That is Neil Butler in a sandwich of Will Egby, Billy Fletcher, James T. Armstrong, and a newcomer, Matt Karuna, leading the pack on 3rd position from Armstrong behind Will Egby. And it's just a nice sandwich. And a newcomer is also part of that sandwich, Pat Herbaub. Is that how you say it?
I think it is. One of the only Mercedes drivers out there.
And he's the only Mercedes professional at the moment. 9 pros and hopefully counting. So if you do want to participate, come on, hop on down. We'd love to have you.
Loads of space.
And Harry Wills, just to say, Harry Wills, he's gone to the back. He's had some issues. Let's have a look there and see what happened in Pro-Am. What exactly did happen to poor Harry? Oh, he's got the slowdown of death. The slowdown of death has happened. Yep, gone too wide. There was an accident there coming through the Dunlop curves, coming up towards Chet Rouge. And slots in front of his teammate. And then bounces his way onto the very, very harsh track limits here at Le Mans. And just look at him. He's just having to slow down, continue to slow down. He's only going back to speed now on the replay after he's 2 seconds behind of everybody else.
Oh my word, sorry to interrupt, Rob. We got 2 wide going into Indy in the amateurs. Henny Haig, Ryan Hamilton with a nice little battle. They've been trading the spots down the Mulsanne. Hamilton managed to hold on to it into Indy, but they were going side by side. Dean Timms right behind them, just thinking, yeah, I could go for this, but I'm just going to stay back. It's a lot of drafting, as we know, at Le Mans. But crucial points like Indianapolis, breaking into Mulsanne, doing the Dunlop S's, you've just got to set yourself up for some overtaking. It is doable. There's a lot of BMWs in that amateur field. So for the likes of Henning Haig, just there in the SWN BMW there, it is helping. And of course, you've also got Dean Timms right behind. You've got quite a few BMWs. Remember, the winner of the series for amateur last season could have been a BMW. That's how Hamilton going wide a little bit through the end of the Corvette S into the karting S. And is there any slowdown here? Because you do not want to get a slowdown first lap. Remember, it bases your times on your first lap. And look at this. Jens de Roy is going to get taken up by Berger Helland coming out there. Is that a slow run by Jens there coming into karting? It is. He's going to try and take it too wide into the Ford S's. Not going to be able to. Simon Dodd is watching behind. He's got to be careful. That's Svenning Mateus as well behind. They're all just bunching up a little bit, just carefully. And there's a car to the side. It's Jens de Roy. Has he got a slowdown?
He does indeed.
He has.
Yeah, he took the entrance to karting. The entrance of karting, he absolutely mangled it. Just to say, oh, sorry, we do have a car off. We have a car off there somewhere. I can't see where it is. It's John Williams. He's overextended himself, I think. Let's have a look at him. See what happened. Oh, yeah. Yep. That's an overextension. And that's a massive slowdown for him. Remember, lap 1 slowdowns are one of the worst things that you can get around here, because it's not just a slowdown. It's a slowdown, but with problems.
But with problems, yeah. You don't want to take it. And of course, one of the things as well, if you get a slowdown around, you know, at Tertre Rouge, if you get a slowdown at Tertre Rouge, you're having to either take the slowdown right away, or do what a lot of people do, and brake for Mulsanne 1 earlier. Take your braking point about 100, 150 meters earlier, slows it down. That is what they'll be aiming to try and do. It will be hard to see if they can do it, but they'll try. They'll try, and that's an Eclipse. I love that Eclipse car. I just love that Eclipse livery. You know, that Eclipse livery is fantastic. But this BMW, this Mercedes is also good.
Ethan Bass is gone. Ethan Bass is gone. What's happened to Ethan Bass? Let's have a look.
Oh, it's big chaos. Big chaos. There's another car off.
Oh, clipped it too. Oh, and around he went. Yeah, I think he got. I think he got into
James Pearce.
Yeah,
back at James Pearce, and James Pearce, he was already upset. The car was already bouncing, trying to control the car. The car was weaving. That's why Ethan went into the back of him, and James tried everything to get that car going, and he hits the wall. And he decided that he is going to tow after all that. So that is unfortunate for him. That's such a shame. Just nothing you can do. Nothing you can do in that situation if you're Ethan Bass, and James is trying everything he can to do. Oh, hold on, sorry. I've just seen. I've got to stop myself. I've just seen Taylor Lane go around the outside of Indianapolis on Andy Hitchkin. Wow. And Andy Hitchkin has lost a bunch of places. Was that due to a slowdown? I'm not sure. But Taylor Lane just went around the outside of Indianapolis.
And Hitchens having to follow the car ahead closely in Indy. And then, very suddenly, the fiercely forward car number 32, Pro-Am Taylor Lane, just goes, all right, I'll have that. He was going quite a bit slower than I think Taylor was very much used to, and it was just like, oh yeah, there's still a line outside. I can still take him. So
Sean Campbell has a slowdown right at the Ford
as
S's.
does Calvin Dent. Calvin Dent also serving a slowdown. No, correction, that's not. Sorry, he's going through karting. Oh dear, I've just cursed.
There is so much action right now with 3 series. We're doing all we can. It's fantastic. What I will say is that Campbell and Dames were battling hard all lap. And you can hear me slapping the back of my hand as per usual. And Campbell having to take that slowdown, he goes down to P3 and he's 2 seconds behind Dames. This is the McLaren. We know the stories from Sean Campbell. It's almost like the Mercedes sandbagging stories. But Sean Campbell would come to us at Daytona last season. Well, I don't have the top speed in this thing. I'm going to struggle. He wins on a technicality, but lost the race by 0.003 of a second. He goes into a race and says, I'm just not fast enough. He wins both races. He does need the slipstream in this McLaren down the Mulsanne. He does have it with Matt Caruna, who is in his debut is doing really well in that Lamborghini. Yes, a Lamborghini. But this McLaren needs all the slipstream it can, and I think that might be what was helping Sean and Chris pull away from everybody. But I would not be surprised if either in the run-up to Mulsanne 2 or Mulsanne Corner that we'll see Campbell making this overtake on Matt Caruna.
He is currently 7 kilometers an hour, and as he pulls out to the left-hand side, coming into Mulsanne 2, he makes the move happen. Matt Caruna. Wait. Caruna, yeah. Yeah, we got it right. I was just making sure. Makes it happen. But he's also got Gulf straight. Well, it's not really straight. But Gulf to deal with a very, very loud Lamborghini behind you and no slipstream in front of you. He's going to have a lot of difficulty. And he's already having difficulty coming into the Mulsanne chicane as he's sweeping around now. Let's see who is the better settled. They're even Stevens. You know, they're just feeling the water, seeing what's what. And by the way, that was Will Egby that was having that slowdown. So it was 2 McLarens. I did get the McLarens, the fact that it was 2 McLarens, but I got 2 different. I got 1 right person, 1 wrong person. So that was my mistake. And we have Ethan Bass really not having a good day right now. He is really struggling out there in that Ford. He is behind the amateur of Henning Haig, who has just taken off. Henning Haig is currently 3.5 seconds clear of everyone else in AM. I mean, he is screaming away. Really doing well for himself here on this press day. And he's got his teammate, Mathis, car number 2, seen there in the middle. A red SWM, a BMW M4. It's still a prototype, as far as I'm aware.
Yep,
but
still a prototype.
Pulling out to the right-hand side of Ryan Hamilton. It's a come-down Gulf. It will be advantage Ryan Hamilton if he can continue. And that is Liam Ahern looking to the backside of both of them to see if he can push it 3 wide. He still hasn't been able to push it 3 wide. He's trying to see who's the winning man. And that is... I can't say his first name.
Mathis. Svinning? I think it's
Svinning. Svinning Mathis. Yeah, I was trying to get the words right. Svinning Mathis. Just being able to, on sheer power alone, on the top end, be able to take Ryan Hamilton in towards the corner before Indianapolis. Just on that kink just in the kink before Indianapolis. Able to
I think that the whole thing is Indianapolis, though, isn't it? That's what I'm pretty sure.
But I mean, like, you know, Indianapolis proper is what you.
Yeah, Indianapolis proper.
We have James Armstrong. He's gone down the pecking order. You can see it clearly on your screens. He has spun the car. Oh no! Running so well.
I've never seen the car do that.
Oh. Just let's.
Now, he's had damage before, though. He's had that wing damage for quite a while, hasn't he?
And then just, the back steps out. He tries to correct it, and it snaps. The Lamborghini striking again.
Right, well, fastest lap last time. Do you know what? I've cursed the man. Fastest lap last time was Billy Fletcher, a 3:58.221. As I go to look at him to talk about him, he gets an off-track at Tertre Rouge. I am not good at this, I will be brutally honest. I think he's taken his slowdown. Done a pretty good idea to try and do that, so he's going to be content with that. Top three, by the way, just a second between them now. Sorry, second and a half. My maths is not very good today. Now, we're coming up to 15 minutes gone of the 75 minutes. 2 mandatory pit stops, which will basically mean give another 4 laps, and I think we might be looking at pit stops. And, you know, is it a big deal? Well, yeah, because we have seen before, mainly from guys like pro amateur driver Jonas Dreyer, who's just taking P2 as I'm talking about him in the Pro-Am. We've seen drivers like Dreyer take super undercuts for the first stint, and then have to do more fuel for the second stint, and gain them a couple positions. So you may just think, drain that tank. Now's not the time to be thinking about draining that tank. Now's the time thinking about getting to the first pit stop, then start looking at your fuel saving, because that is what you see with a lot of these drivers at the moment. You know, Beeman's right behind Dreyer. He's going to be fuel saving. Dreyer will want to help that with fuel saving. Callum Beeman, he knows all about fuel saving, not just from this, but the Super Trofeo series, and beating me 3 times in official races. He knows all about fuel saving and how to drive, and that's why he is really a double champion.
Just to say, Sean Campbell is indeed fuel saving. You could hear, and as you can, we have the telemetry on your screens of their RPM. You could definitely tell that he lifted off the throttle there. And Matt Karuna, let's hear what he has to say about fuel saving. Ooh, that's a big lift off there. Yeah, just sitting behind the white on. I can't tell what that is. That like a goldish green?
Are you on about Campbell? Or
Campbell,
you on about...
yeah, Campbell.
I think it's meant to be like a gold green, like a leaf gold type thing.
Yeah, the two of them are lifting off quite hard. Let's see what is Chris Danes lifting coming into Porsche curves. Let's have a listen. Let's hear now. No, he's driving. I think he's also trying to keep the two menaces at bay. That it's now a battle for first, second, and third in professional. There's been movement as well in the big old leagues of Pro-Am. Andrew Dawson is leading by quite a way, but this man, Jonas Dreyer, has climbed 12 positions to get to P9 overall, but second in class, under threat from Chris Chatterton. And we also have Callum Beeman in the background looking to see if he can make a move. Taylor Lane climbed 7 places so far, and he's doing well. He's escaped the clutches of Andy Hitchens just a little bit, chasing down Lionel Lee for, I think that is 5th position in Pro-Am field.
Yeah, Lee's in 5th position for the Pro-Am. Also, just to keep an update on the amateurs, because I think Svenny Mateus, leading the way, but he does have Ryan Hamilton behind him right now. The SWM BMW versus the Nomad Lamborghini, and then right behind him, of course, is Tom Dandridge, Pro-Am driver. Shouldn't be any issues. And then Henning Haig, again, so it was Henning Haig. He has gone out. Sorry, it was Liam Ahern, I beg your pardon.
Henning Haig was the leader. I think he's actually undercut. He has taken a pit stop, and I think he just wants some clear air and not be, dragging somebody behind him. He was having clear command of, I think it was the lead, actually. It was the lead he was having command of, but I think he's already taken to the pits. And he's loud. Where is Jens? There is Jens. He's blinking a little bit, but there he is. The Mint Menace. Okay, I'll give you that one, Jens. I'll give you that one. He is in 7th, fighting for 6th with David Meekin. Simon Dodd, fan favourite, but unfortunately carrying damage to his front right. As you can see on this onboard, he's not looking in the best of shape here. His car is wiggling a little bit. I think he has picked up some damage from, I think, a wall strike. Potentially in the middle of the Porsche curves, he struck the wall. And he is now in 5th position. Gained 3 places, but has let John Williams by the battle with Damien Chave.
Just want to.
I mean, I'm not gonna call somebody's last name Damien Shave because that's just a statement.
I know. I just want to say people may have just picked it up on the timing tower. Sean Campbell does retake the lead, but for how long? Not very long. Chris Daines has just gone, I'll take that back as they come down to Mulsanne. Doesn't feel like they're fuel saving at the moment because, you know, if I'm Campbell, I'm in that McLaren. It's not got the biggest tank. That's kind of I'm going to have to start thinking about this, but these two are driving. As Rob would say, they're driving. They are really pushing. They're pushing hard. They're only on lap 5. There's only 20 minutes gone. They will start to look for fuel. They will start having to think about that, but just want to hear if Campbell goes for a lift here in Indianapolis. But he broke earlier. So that could be it. But while these guys are battling, and look at the train. Look at the train going. There's Matt Caruna. There's Pat Herblue. There's Neil Butler. Top 5 are now separated by 2 seconds, maybe a second and a half or something.
A second and a half.
Yeah, Neil Butler's just on the edge there. But there's a 4-car train at the front of the pros. Almost going to be a 5-car train. So that's going to be interesting just to see what happens between those. I'm just keeping my eyes out everywhere else, and there's no real battles going on at the front of the field. But we still got that battle between Dreyer and Chatterton, but Dreyer's driven really well to pull away from Chatterton, I've got to be brutally honest. And Callum Beeman is still struggling, battling Lydon Lee in that Mint Menace Ford. Well, that's a weird thing.
Pat Herbob is really getting the front seat, and he's actually doing a lot of fuel saving himself. He is lifting on quite a lot, but he has that front view of just 3 cars going to battle. I mean, there's no other way of saying it. It is battle, and he's just trying to see where he can slice in for some pie himself. Now he's actually not got a lot of straight line speed. He is actually losing the back end of the 3. And I'm pretty sure that's due to bop reasons. I'm pretty sure the Merc it's not got a big old engine there anymore. More so it's a 1.6 turbocharged V6 without the hybrid.
But we know how powerful it is, though. We saw last season at the Nordschleife that Mercedes reeling cars down the Dottinger home. So we know it's got pace, but it's just all about how much wing you're prepared to take in. Yeah, you want to go with as little downforce as you can around this track, but at the same time, that's if you're a prototype car.
Will Egby, by the way, has come into the pits himself. I think he's taking an undercut and try and see if he can solve some of the issues. We can see that on the right there of your screen. Pat is just, yeah, he's put the clutch in. Yeah, this man's doing some extreme fuel saving.
And that will help him. That will help him because if he can go another lap, that will be big. But if he just able to, like, you know, what? Save himself a few litres? What? 2 litres of the second around here, isn't it? About 2 litres of fuel is like a second? Something around those lines. And look at it. That's not Daines trying to break the toe. That is Daines literally trying to make sure he set his sights properly. And I think Campbell might be in the wrong place here. And Matt, be careful, Matt. Be careful. He looked to the left. He looked to the right. Almost thought he was going for the middle. Decides against it. And I think Campbell is thinking, I need to get by. But we know the Ford has gearing. And that is what makes it very strong on a track like Le Mans, is gearing. If I'm Campbell right now, as frustrating as it is that I can't get by, I'd be looking at the fuel game, the pit game right now. You can see he decides that he wants to go in again. He wants to try and go side by side. It's not going to help him. He's still trying to go side by side at Mulsanne. And if he keeps doing this, Matt Caruna will just decide, screw it. You're out of line. I'm taking your place in the line. Get to the back of the queue.
Yeah,
in a classic British style. Yeah.
Move aside, old man. New boys come to town. Because you can get very... Like, if you see somebody try and make a move and then resume the line behind them and have not made a move, you're gonna be like, maybe I can take a crack at this.
Campbell,
maybe.
This is not him saving, and Caruna is saving now. This is not Campbell saving. Campbell gets a fantastic launch out of the corners, but by the end of the Gulf Straight, Campbell can't catch up. That is what the Ford has. Watch it here as they come out of Arn Arch. Watch it. Very slippery exit from Danes. Now watch the speed from Campbell. He's got it. He's now going to pull to the side. He's got the speed. He's almost going to get to his door. And then the Ford just goes, see you. And that's it. And you can see it right now. It's still a little bit of door. Still, if I'm a spotter, I'm saying door. Door, rear panel, clear. That is the difference. And I think that may have cost Danes. He's gone wide into the first part of Porsche. They're going to go too wide into the Porsche curves. Oh, this is dicey. And I think Campbell realised this is not worth the battle right now. He yields. Danes wanted to keep that lead. And he yields that to Campbell. He's held on. I mean, I was thinking they were going to go too wide there a little bit longer. But again, faster line by Campbell. And this is the short section. You can make a move, but you don't want to make a move on the break into the Ford car. And Danes is the first one to blink. He comes into the pit. Who joins him? Who joins him? Nobody. Oh, no, Butler does.
Exceptionally close there. Just having a replay of this. And we saw with Campbell just very, very, very close there. Almost touching the wall there. I think he actually did touch the wall, just a very little bit. But has all got it corrected. But the charge is on for this man, Matt Haruna, as he now looks to see if he can take a crack and get past, because as soon as he does, he's clear air, and he's got better gearing in his car than the MP412C does. The MP412C is actually one of the most disadvantaged when it comes to gearing, because it just tops out at a relatively 4 or 5 kilometers an hour slower than the rest of the cars that are on the track today. So it is going to be exceptionally difficult for him to be able to make it up in the corners. Well, where are the corners?
Well,
Chris Chatterton, by the way.
Can you ask me something? Can you answer me something, Rob? Where are the Pro-Ams?
Oh, they're all in the pit. Every single one of them just came into the pits.
Bar even Bass. Every single Pro-Am. Oh, and Andrew Dawson, I think. Has he just come out? No, yeah. Basically, every Pro-Am has gone, yeah, I'm going to pit. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. And also, most of the AMs have also come into the pits. So
yeah, and I think the first Pro-Am out is Chatterton, followed by Leiden Lee. Am I getting that right? Yes.
Out of the pit stops, yeah.
Out of the pit stops. So that just gives you an idea of what they're doing in terms of fuel saving.
And Andrew Dawson is the only one that I mean, look at him. He's all on his own there. He's a bit lost. I mean, he's a bit lost in the lead of Pro-Am, but he's on, like, there's, like, let me try and get the traditional shot. That car in the background is Ethan Bass. And there they are. there's other cars. This is literally Andrew Dawson on the cameras now. Just everybody else.
On his own.
This is just him on the French road. Yep. There's nothing to him. You know,
it is the A28. It is the A28 in France. That road is the A28. So does make sense. So that is still amazing. Just to see that gap, it's just fantastic. So clear trap, no slipstream, as Rob Armstrong's saying. That is the issue. In clear trap, you don't get that slipstream.
But you don't give slipstream to other people though, so you don't have to fight people, and you don't lose time by fighting with other people.
And also, if you're behind someone using slipstream, think about the Porsche curves. Think of the dirty air trying to go through the Porsche curves. For all I remember when I was doing the 24 Hours of Le Mans a couple of years ago was, don't get stuck behind someone in the Porsche curves. That dirty air will affect you. And it does. It does. We've seen it earlier in the race when the leaders of Pro were going through. And, you know, Matt Carroon and Pat Herblum are both going to get dirty air as they come down the Busan Straight to the Porsche curves. It's going to be bad. And I think that's a lot of reason why Campbell just decided, you know, not to take the battle any further with the Danes earlier. But pretty sure they'll be pitting this time around. The top four in the pros have not pitted. Andrew Dawson in the Pro-Ams, Ethan Bass in the Pro-Ams has not pitted. And by the way, remember, we were saying that somebody pitted early in the amateurs, didn't we?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who it was. It was Henning Haig. Pitted early, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, where is he?
Not in a good position. He's currently he would be provisional P3. I think. But as a good indicator of fuel saving, Campbell, Karuna, Herblu, Fletcher, everybody in. Everybody in. We've got seats for you, and you're keeping to the rule of 6. Top 4 of the pros come in. Where is Chris Danes? A normal fuel stop around here, 50 seconds to a minute. He's at the Porsche curves. So he's been all on his own with no help as he's at Porsche curves. What does he do? When he comes by the start-finish line, will he still keep that lead? Will he be with the pack? Gonna have to wait and see.
They've just come into the pit stop now. By the way, if you want to keep along with us, you can watch the live timings at Raidillon.tv, just to make sure that you have every piece of information that you could ever glean from for your hands, really. If you want more information, well, that's basically it, really. And they are out 21. Oh dear, crikey, 21 seconds. Oh, and Chris Danes just goes zooming by.
Look at the gap, though. Look how much. What?
Chris Danes spent one
but
less
he was
second.
leading. But he was leading. He had no slipstream. He didn't fuel save. How is he so far ahead?
2 less seconds in the pits.
Okay. Well, welcome to the part of the race that always confuses me, because you think you've got your numbers figured out for fuel saving, and then all of a sudden this goes no. So Campbell, Karuna, Hevlin, they're all together. That's great. If they can just work together to get to the back of Chris Danes, fantastic. And the top 4 will be all back together. Andrew Dawson did pit for the Pro-Ams, and he's 2 seconds ahead of Chris Chatterton. Have I got that right? Yes. Ethan Bass finally comes out after taking some damage repairs, still with a bent wing, but the Pro-Ams are pretty spread out right now. They're, if I do say so, I'm just trying to look. There are a couple bunches, but nothing to like shout home about. Drea, Lane, down for 4th and for 5th in the Pro-Ams. I think is it 5th? I think it is 5th. Might be 6th. I gotta double check that. They're battling, but that's probably the closest battle in the Pro-Ams. Oh, and Hitchkins and Harry Wills near the back with Neil Butler just helping them. But all the battles with Pro-Am are at the back of the field. Well, while Andrew Dawson just went, yeah, I'll do a different pitch strategy, and comes 2 seconds out.
It's all about pits in this. It's all about that strat. Can you maximize your time? And by the way, we're not ignoring amateur whatsoever, because this has just started. The concertina effect has begun well, lateral concertina, as they're trying to weave in a little bit just to make sure that the car of Henning Haig does not get past Ryan Hamilton, and Tom Dandridge is really struggling out there right now. He's not had a good time. He's down 3 positions in Pro-Am and is looking at a gap of about 7 seconds away from Eric Benson, and that is Henning Haig still looking on the inside, and his teammate.
I'll tell you what that was. Hamilton lifted. He did not want to fight Dandridge because it's 2 different classes. Didn't want to fight Dandridge, not having a good time there. Haig did not pick up on it, and that's why it wasn't him trying to look for a move. I think he was generally surprised at the slow speed that Hamilton took the entry into Mulsanne, and also that's why we saw Hamilton just getting a little bit unseated. You can see he's saving behind Dandridge. And I don't think Henning is doing that fuel saving at the moment. I don't think he's picking up on it, but something we got to keep an eye on, because it could cause an issue shortly. But you've got to think to yourself, maybe Hamilton gets past Dandridge. It may have to be like that. Fuel saving's fantastic, but is he going to struggle with Henning Haig? And there you go, to the south side, brakes a little bit early, brakes a bit more, and there you go. Goes for more fuel saving as Hamilton. Henning Haig, I don't think he's picking up on this, is he?
For NK, is number 28 first order, number 27. It would be for the pro class. It is number 27, and it's 26 actually. Sean Campbell. Chris Danes is first, and then followed by Sean Campbell. Also, bienvenue, bonjour, and bonsoir.
Right. I just saw a little gaggle in the pro-ams. I did see a gaggle in the pro-ams. Callum Beeman, Taylor Lane, Jonas Dreyer.
Yeah, Taylor Lane really getting his elbows sort of perched out and said, "Okay, forget last season. Let's all forget about the fact that the Lamborghini was a pile of nothing."
Yeah, why did he select the Lamborghini?
Yeah.
No one will ever know.
Yeah,
But
well,
a bad
I
season.
think he's making it up already because he is 10 positions ahead. Jonas Dreyer is not doing too badly for himself. Same amount of positions gained. Two of them have been scrapping at it now. And I think Callum Beeman is really starting to feel the heat from behind. Seeing these two guys come around and to battle. It is a three-way gaggle. Nothing he can do other than, well, sweat. Because the temperature is something ridiculous, like 40 degrees or something.
35 Celsius right now. That's 95 Fahrenheit for anybody using that system. It's 12 past 4 in the afternoon, and an interesting stat as well, 37% humidity, and Leiden Lee just goes, okay, fair enough. Fiercely forward goes the fiercely forward car. Why did I just use that?
There's such puntastic terminology. It was great. It was great. I approve.
Ollie's gonna kill me for that if he's watching. Hi, sorry, Ollie. He continued to go on this little gaggle. Again, it's gonna be fuel saving. And I think that's what Dreyer might be doing, but Beeman's not having a good time out there. And here you go. It's your little brother with your new brother. It's the Lamborghini and the Audi. And Dreyer's going to try and take this around the outside of Mulsard 2 and makes it stick. He goes up a position and Beeman goes... Beaumont, sorry, goes down. Sorry, Mrs. Beaumont. I apologize.
Beeman.
Oh, it's Beaumont.
You kept saying Beaumont.
But it is Beaumont.
No, it's Beeman. We had this discussion before.
Oh, sorry. I got my names mixed up. I'll tell you
that's what she's going to kill us about. Mrs. Beeman.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
because,
sorry, Mrs.
because I had an email. Remember, I read that email
yes.
on the stream.
We literally had an email complaint.
Yeah, and it wasn't a complaint. It was more of a joke more than anything else.
Yeah,
just get our son's name right, please.
Our letterbox was overloaded by one letter.
Yes, indeed.
To take I'm sorry, I haven't a clue reference. The leaders in the pros are having another dicey battle. Sean Campbell, Chris Danes, Matt Caruna, Pat Herblom, Billy Fletcher's trying to get in for the battle. He is trying his hardest. But these guys are just slicing and dicing, and Campbell continually goes, I want in, I want more, I want this. You can see he's faster when it comes to the corners. You can see he's got the acceleration. But when it comes to Le Mans, it's all about speed, and he hasn't got it in that dinky McLaren. I'm a McLaren fan. Why did I just say dinky? He's battling the Ford. Look! By Dane. Look how much speed Campbell's taking in. He can't get past Chris Danes at the moment. And if we have a repeat at the first pit stop, is he going to be able to get past on the pit stops? 38 minutes remaining. This is lap 10. Possible 19 laps around here. And it's still these four in at the pros. Let's bring Billy Fletcher in. Come on. It's 5 in the pros. You know what? Yeah, it's definitely 5 in the pros. The top 5 all battling right now. All within a second and a half. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pain Train.
Welcome to the Pain Train with your host Raidillon TV. Hello, we're conducting this Pain Train this morning, or this evening. Please keep your hands and legs inside the vehicles at all times. Be within 0.5 of a second of your arrival ahead of you, or if you're the guy ahead like Chris Danes is, be prepared for some overtaking. Make sure that you keep your lines nice and sequestered so that you don't run into each other, and make sure that you give ample space to the car ahead of you. and behind you. And this is exactly what Campbell is doing right now.
I love you. That's brilliant. But look at it, Campbell again. How many times do I have to repeat what I've been saying? This McLaren can't do it. The question is, if Matt Caruna decided I want P2, would he be able to do it? That's a question we don't know. We can see he's got the speed. Dare I say it? A bump draft might be needed to get Sean Campbell past Chris Davis. Look at them, they're almost side by side. In fact, it's bumper to front wheel arch, and Campbell again yields. And I don't know, it just feels really weird. I know he's got the speed, but surely, yeah, I mean, he's a champion. You don't have to listen to me. Surely staying behind, taking the slipstream and lifting would be better than trying to go guns blazing right now. Right? I mean, you control RGS, the Raidillon guesstimating system. You have a better idea.
It'd be much better to fuel save than he is doing right now.
And is Caruna finally doing what I thought he was going to do? No.
Ooh,
no.
He thought about it. He thought about it.
I think he's had enough. I think he might have enough. Little clip of the dirt there as he comes around Mulsanne.
Oh yeah, he definitely is. Oh, Campbell, what are you doing? Campbell, that's the wrong move to make, buddy. Especially with a very big, angry, torrenting Lamborghini behind you. Up your trump, and he's gone around the outside, coming up towards the end. Oh, just about switch being back towards the inside. Billy Fletcher's there as well. Does anything happen?
Oh, I thought Campbell was going to try it there for a moment, but he doesn't.
He tried it, but it just... It's difficult, really, because, you know... If he continues this, the guys behind them are just going to get sick of him. Not actually sick of him, but, you know, just sick of all this. Him and Hans, like, do I make a move?
Do you know what I really like about this? I've got to say this. You know what I really like about this? Top 5, all 5 constructors in this race, bar none. Think about it. I think the Audi is the only. No, we do have an Audi. We have all 5 constructors competing in, apart from Ferrari, are the only one here. So look at them.
There is a Ferrari.
Good. No. I mean, in this gaggle of 5, they're all different manufacturers.
Well, technically,
BMW and Ferrari.
Technically, you have 2 Audis. Technically.
I know, but you know, I mean, look at Chris Danes. He's so, I wouldn't say he's paranoid, but he's thinking about defending for the Ford chicane. That is what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a man defend the Ford chicane at the half hour, at the halfway, just over the halfway mark.
We're well past the halfway.
We're way past the halfway mark. So we could keep eyes on these all we want, and we'll do our best. We still have this gaggle of 3 for P4 onwards in the Pro-Am. Dreyer, Lane, Callum Beeman.
Jonas Dreyer did what I thought he would do, and he did actually get past Taylor.
Oh, that's a slowdown from Taylor Lane. Sorry, that's a slowdown from Taylor Lane. He completely missed the first Ford chicane. And this is going to change everything. He'll take that, and did Callum Beeman also have a slowdown?
Ooh, he might have.
Welcome to slowdown rules. And
yeah, welcome to slowdownville.
And this brings in the other battles, because you've got Hitchkins, Wills, Miller, all going in, and these two go side by side. They do have a little touch. Lane holds on to the position, but if they keep battling here, Neil Butler's going to be like, guys, get out the way. Please, get out the way. You've got Andy Hitchkins, Harry Wills, Andrew Miller, and even Christian Furs, all thinking, you know what, maybe I just start getting closer. So it's all going on at the moment.
It's all movement. It's all movement. It's all liquid, you know. From before, it's just like, we got our cameras trained. We're prepared. We're ready to go. I can tell you safely right now, oh dear. Oh dear.
This is where I wish we had multiple cameras right now, because we need eyes glued on what's happening with the pros. I mean, not a lot will happen. We know that, because they're just going to stay in the line, maybe just trade a couple places, but nothing serious until they come into the pits in the next 5 3 laps. Would you say 2, 3 laps?
In the next 2 to 3 laps, yeah.
Next 2 to 3 laps. We know Dane's pitted first. He went a lap earlier, so we know that. So it's going to be interesting to see what the strategy is there. And we know what's happening in the pro-am. But the amateurs, nothing's happening in the amateurs. Okay, you've got Hakonai Limbo holding on to Ryan Hamilton after I think Hamilton's had a slowdown.
Oh, crikey, that is...
people.
Callum Beeman's still doing battle. It's now 3 Midland Sim Racing crew. Holy crikey. It's everybody. Woo. Everybody.
And behind them, you've got Harry Wills battling Andrew Miller. So forget Neil Butler. This is not a race he wants to be in. But the Midlands crew are just basically coming together to take the fiercely forward. Here comes Beeman. He wants to send it into Mulsanne. He's got the inside. Does he brake early? He has to go a little bit. He has to get off the brakes and on the brakes again. He needs to get some speed. He did that. He takes that position away from Taylor Lane. But while these guys are battling, Jonas Dre at the front is just going sayonara as these continue to go. Taylor Lane's in a Midland Sim Racing sandwich, and it's not looking good. And look at this. Neil Butler's there. Neil, that's your teammate. Neil, that's your teammate. Don't go free. Don't go free wide. And he decides no. He's going to let Andy Hitchkins get a tow. Miller's going to probably pull into this as well. Look at Lane and look at Beeman. They're battling into Indianapolis. Lane retakes the position. This is fun. Oh, how did he save that car? You do not save the car if you clip the dirt at Indianapolis. Wow.
Oh dear. Let's have a replay of that, and I'll just show you what the blimp missed. This was the 3 wide, and this was Taylor Lane putting Paid to rest, and that was the car of Callum Beeman letting go and yielding, and then a little bit of sand and gravel, and the car quite literally was about to whiplash him, but managed to just about curtail it and get his foot on the problem and just clear it.
I don't know how.
Yeah, oh, he did it. He did it while he was screaming, I think. He was no!
Okay, you know, I know, everybody knows who's driven the track. If you clip that gravel on the exit of Indianapolis, that car's spinning. No matter what you've got, that car is spinning. You're gone. That is why I was getting excited, because you don't save that. And he's managed to correct that car, whether he had to lift, get on the throttle, whatever. He managed to save that car, and he got it out of a wobble. That's impressive. That's death for most drivers. And that is Taylor Lane. And I'll tell you what, if he was in a Lamborghini, we wouldn't be talking about him right now. He'd be dead.
Yeah. I mean, he says so himself. He very much disliked it. And by very much, I mean very.
He very much disliked it. Chris Daines, by the way, has gone an extra lap. If he was meant to be pitting that lap previous, he hasn't. Matt Karuna has now taken P2, and you know what? He's had enough. He's going to take the battle to the Ford. This is what I was expecting, and look at the speed difference. This is what we were talking about. Sean Campbell's thinking, can I get in this? Can I? Maybe. The battle's finally come today. They're side by side. They touch and they break from Old Sand too. Karuna having to make evasive action there. There's a little bit of door rubbing between the two of them. But I think now Daines realizes it may be similar colours. But that ain't a McLaren behind them anymore.
No.
That is a Lamborghini, a Sim 24 Lamborghini of Matt Karuna. And look at this right now. I think Daines is thinking, Sean, come back. Oh no! Karuna, is that a slowdown for Karuna?
It might be, yes. He's gone all the way backwards. He's lost all the progress he made. He's just lost it. He's now in 5th position behind Pat Herbo. And having to fight at Pat Herbo on the inside. A little bit of a squeeze. They're coming over the first bump and Gulf. He's just got inklings of slipstream from the car in 3rd position of Billy Fletcher. And that is Pat Herbo just about cleared coming up towards Indy, but he'll have all the work to do again from 2nd, fighting for 1st, and then making the mistake of getting a slowdown Oh, that is crushing. That will definitely play onto him, but that will put the fire in the kettle, really, or the fire in the stove. He'll be wanting this. He'll be needing this. You know, he'll just be like, I can get this P1. I need this P1. Matt Karuna is looking to see if Chris Danes, does he yield? No, Chris Danes does not yield. Once again, Chris Danes I'm going to say this, and I've never said this before. He's pulling off the literal impossible. This Ford should not be doing this whatsoever. It has no right to.
Stop being discriminatory against the Ford. Ford's a car too.
But, I mean,
right,
look at it.
Who picked? It's Dane. And look at this! We're seeing an overtake into the Ford chicane! Billy Fletcher just caught Sean Campbell napping! Excuse me? When I joked, I didn't think it would happen. But Billy Fletcher at Ford chicane has gone, yoink, I'll take that. And now these two are battling. Campbell's got the mid-end speed, but I think he's realised, yeah, this isn't worth it. These guys are battling hard. I'll tell you what. Count the seconds with Chris Dane. I'm telling you right now, I reckon Chris Danes is going to be 2 seconds ahead again when they come through the pit, because look at how these guys are battling right now. They really are gunning for it.
And you saw in the replay, you could tell Sean Campbell was looking to his right rather than looking to his left, and Billy Fletcher just lighted on the inside and just went yoink. I'll have that. Then here we have Fletcher and Campbell going. Campbell really does not want to take this line down. He's already had the embarrassment of not being able to overtake a Ford GT for the last 10 laps. Quite literally. And he's just like, no. And he takes back P1 coming into the first chicane.
Key thing there though, Rob, I don't know if you realised, Fletcher was starting near the end of that run, was actually starting to get ahead of Campbell, was actually starting to pull. He was starting to go around Campbell in drag racing terms. But because of how close they were to the braking, he just decided it's not worth it. So, if he doesn't make the move here in Mulsanne 2, he is going to make the move in Mulsanne 2. So everything I was about to say is irregardless, because Fletcher will take it back in. Yeah, if this was, it's press day. If this was like championship implications, maybe Campbell will go for some fuel saving. But at the same time, some drivers, they're not wired like that. If you tell a guy to slow down to save fuel, they'll crash. Some drivers have 2 modes, 100%, 0%. There's nothing in the middle. And Campbell's just going to be like, yeah, okay, I'll take it again.
Yeah, and you can just,
and if you see,
you just heard, yeah, by the way, if you pay real close attention, you just heard Billy Fletcher dump the clutch on his Audi. I think he is trying now to pull the cat out of the bag and just go, oh, you really think that you, oh my crikey, he is actually going for it here. Watch the right hand side edges of your screen. There he is. Guy number 38 of Billy Fletcher. Okay, well, okay, just zoom. Bye-bye. You know, just bye him. Just on go. Just going yoink. Campbell having a little bit of a moment coming into Indianapolis. A little bit of braking and a little bit of a slide. But he's just... Fletcher really has plucked it. Like, he zapped the moment and just went bang. I'll go on the inside coming into karting in the Ford chicane. And just... he's now put his rubber stamp on it, and I really do think Sean Campbell is in a spot of bother if they do come in this lap. And especially when it's more than just one class having a bit of a scrap. That is Chris Chatterton of the car 16 battling Ethan Bass of car number 19. Ethan Bass, by the way, has yet to make a second pit stop, so it is not for position. What is for position, though, is this man. He's battling a different class. He's battling...
Oh! Sorry, Rob. Sorry. something just interesting has happened in the pros. Karuna pits, nobody else pits.
Ooh.
Fletcher and Campbell and Herbow, stay out. Now that is something I was not expecting. So I'm gonna say, keep eyes on Karuna because we've got to find out where is Danes. He was about a second behind Danes, and Danes is actually coming through karting into Corvette. Sorry. So Danes may get ahead of Karuna here. I'm sorry to interrupt other battles, but that's an interesting development in the pros that the two of the top guys have gone around again.
Yeah, and Mortis Weinrich is in his pit box, or coming into his pit box, and Mathis is joining him as well. Mathis doing very well, lead amateur in 9th position overall, and he's absolutely putting paid to how quick he is. He's the fastest lap out of well, actually, is he? He is not. He's the second fastest. Hakkinen Limo. There he is, coming back through. The amateur of Hakkinen Limo coming back to lead, but he'll have to pit himself, so he's not in the...
Rob?
Yeah.
Sorry. Did Matt Karuna have a slowdown?
No.
So what has happened to Matt Karuna to be 17 seconds behind for Dane?
He spent an extra 20 seconds in the pits.
Don't say what I think. Yep. Car went on the jacks. He took tyres.
Oh.
The accidental tyre switch from Matt Karuna.
Oh, I think he's kicking himself right now. Oh.
Yeah. And that is not good. And of course, remember, it decides their positions for the first race of the season next week.
Yeah, first proper race, yeah.
Yeah. It's not a championship implication, but in terms of a start, that's going to affect him. Especially when you think, he'll be around, if he's near the back of the pros, then if there's any new drivers that come in, which the series is still looking for a few more pro drivers, then he's going to be battling them more than he's going to be battling the guys up in front, which he needs to be battling.
Well,
so
he can't be like Jonas Dreyer hanging around because Leiden Lee has just said to him, haha, I'll take 4th place back, thank you. And he is now running away, essentially. He's trying to, and he's already pulled a half a second on him, just coming through the first Mulsanne chicane. Or Mulsanne 1. Or otherwise known as PlayStation, I think, nowadays.
Oh, I can't remember what it's called nowadays.
I think it's either PlayStation. It's either PlayStation or Forza.
I think Leiden's had a slowdown. He just pulled to one side, slowed down, and Dre has now just zoomed ahead. So I reckon that Leiden's had a slowdown.
Probably coming out. It was either coming through the middle of the apex. I think that's where he got it. Coming through the apex of Mulsanne 1 is where he got that. Let's see. Can he respond? I wouldn't say he can respond coming into the chicane. But he could do late braking, could do a number of things. Now, far be it from me to say that the Ford GT is very good with brakes. The last time I checked, they were they were the imagination of brakes. Literally an iron plate with a clamp on it. But at the same time,
wow, are you saying it's primitive?
It is a Ford from ages ago.
It is, right. We're going to keep eyes on that, but at the same time, the top 3 pros are all in the pits. They're rolling into the pit lane. The siren has gone off. All 3 of them in. Where is Chris Danes? He's up the Porsche curves. He's up the wall, as I call it. He might get by them. Where's Fletcher? He's in his box now. Sean Campbell. Now he's had to take the front. Pat Herblow's already in. Does any of them have that unfortunate tick of the box? Let's just pay attention. Do any of them have the accidental tyres? See nothing. Everything looks good. Pat Herblow goes first. It's Billy Fletcher second. It's Sean Campbell behind them all. Where's Chris Danes?
Chris Danes, he's lost it, I think. He has. Chris Danes it's all gone wrong for him. He's way off the back of Sean Campbell as the three of them look to seal the deal. Chris Danes, what's gone wrong for him? He's only lost.
Spent an extra 3 seconds in the pits.
1919 compared to 17.7 for Campbell. Only Pat Herbaub, you know, he was 3 seconds, but he was the exception. He had a very good pit stop. But Chris Danes, he definitely had a mistake somewhere. Must have. Oh, he got a slowdown on the exit of Terre Rouge. That's what did it. That's what did it right there.
Yeah, as he came out. Yeah, slow down at Terre Rouge. Good evening, Simon. Wait, Simon? Simon, you should be racing.
I think if you look down the pecking order, you can see where he is.
Oh, no, if I just look at the pits, I can see what happened. Yeah. Oh, dear. So, I think everybody now... Just checking, is Ethan Bass pitted? Yeah, he's just got out the pit. So, everybody has taken their second pit stop. Here is the situation right now. Billy Fletcher, Sean Campbell, and Pat Hebrew will all battle at the end from the last 16 minutes for 1, 2, and 3 in the pros. In the Pro-Am, Andrew Dawson has a comfortable lead over Chris Chatterton, as Chris Chatterton is battling Jonas Dreyer and Lyden Lee. Yeah, we'll say it like that. There's a second and a half between all three of them, but yeah, that is a 3-car battle going on there. There is also Callum Beeman and Christian Furs and Andrew Miller behind them as well. The amateurs, we know it's Svenning Mateus just comfortably on his own at the moment, dominating the amateurs. Henning Haig, his teammate, in P2. John Williams in P3. There's not a lot going on in the amateurs, if I am brutally honest. No battles. It's just a battle for survival. So we'll keep all eyes on the Pro-Ams, well, the front of the Pro-Ams, the front of the pros. And like I said, if we see anything in the amateurs, of course, we will give them to you, because amateurs are drivers too, folks.
Oh, yeah, I was just looking at... Holo Juby actually pointed out to me. He's running... Ryan Hamilton's running the new Nomad livery. I spent a minute. Oh, crikey, that's a... Carno, whoa, 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 Carno, what? It's David Meakin. What's happened? Oh, he's lost it coming out of... Oh, I know what he's done. For anyone of a nervous disposition, please look away. Unfortunately, this is what paid. Oh! And...
I don't like seeing that.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing that.
Yeah, let's put it this way.
Watch.
Yeah. That's heartbreaking. He knows what's happening. He knows what's happening. And... Well... Multiple hits to the wall, of which he's trying to steer to the left, and then he hits it again, and then the car's just like, oh yeah, let's do it a third time. Oh, poor David. Unfortunately, that's his race over.
That is unfortunate. Taylor Lane spent a lot of time in the pits, by the way, and he is now down the pecking order. Did not see that. Callum Beeman, Christian Furs,
Billy
Andrew
Fletcher,
Miller.
no, he's overcooked it. He's gone wide, coming through the second set. Coming out of the exit of 1 to 2 and 4 curves, or 4 chicane. No, he's not meant to be doing that. He's meant to be keeping it on the straight and narrow, keeping it on the straight and narrow. He's battling with Campbell. Campbell now no longer has to be under threat from Chris Danes. But...
Oh, he's gone wide again!
No.
Fletcher's gone wide again!
Those tires are really
Campbell, there's
cooked.
no room there. There's no room there for Campbell to make the move. And you can see he's struggling to the point, I think he may have just got a slowdown. He may have hit the curbs, got a slowdown. He's battling to the S's to Terre Rouge now with Pat Herblue. And he's lost it as Pat goes around the outside. That's a great move. That's a great move there. Into the S's to Terre Rouge to go around the outside. Brilliant there. All three of them keeps it on the thin and narrow, the straight and narrow there of Terre Rouge. They continue to go down. I want to see these speeds right now. I want to see these speeds. We got 260 right now for Fletcher. About 5 kilometers more for Pat Herblue. Another 5 kilometers for Sean Campbell. He can make a move, but he gets out to the side here of Pat. He's going to lose a lot of that slipstream. And in fact, I think Pat's just yielded.
Yeah, Pat has actually dumped the... He dumped the clutch on him.
Wow, and oh, look at the slide by both of these guys. Hairblue might get this. With these two constantly battling through the last 50 minutes, the last hour, sorry. You may say that, hey, maybe Hairblue gets it. And Fletcher, Campbell, none of them is using the middle of the track, which is the fastest part of the track. They're both geeing each other up. Here comes the Mercedes onto the outside. 3 wide we go for the first time in the pros this season. Herblue's going to get on the brake in, is he? Who blinks first? Herblu will break in. He takes it. He took the risk on the outside of the road. And has he cooked it? He may have cooked it. No, he's all right. He's all right. But here comes Fletcher. Are we going to go 3 wide for a second time? Hey, let's go 3 wide back to back. Why the hell not? Here we go again. Who wants it? Who wants it the most? Fletcher's on the inside. In the middle, sorry. Campbell's on the outside. Herblu's on the inside. I think Fletcher may get this. Does Herblu do anything late? He yields. How many times can you say back to back do we go 3 wide? Wow.
Back to back, we did indeed. Twice on the trot through Mulsanne 1 to 2 and then 2 to the chicane. However, unfortunately for Pat, he's come out. He's come out on the bottom end of the scales as, again, it's a constant theme, this. Poor Campbell has been trying his best to get past the car that's in first place for the whole race. He's got only 2 laps plus this one to do it. Yet he's still continuously stuck behind a car that's just like, I'm still faster than you, just by a little bit. Just by the teensy weeny little bit that you need to concern yourself with, and it's putting pain to him. And he's always trying around the outside. He can't get into the inside, and he's always squeezed to the outside line by the car ahead, and he's always got a car behind to keep him company. That is Pat Herbaub in this case. He's keeping company behind, but the two of them have been sliding around, and I can imagine with the amount of tire wear they're probably subjecting the cars to, I imagine at some stage the nut will crack, and we will have Herbaub threatening once again for the lead, as that is a very wide line by Billy Fletcher coming into it. He does not make the same mistake he did the last time, but
he's made a mistake into the exit. Oh, that did not look clean.
No.
That car was sliding entering the final part of the forward chicane. I could just see that from just where I was looking, and it does set up Campbell. And Campbell's just decided, you ain't pushing me wide. You ain't pushing me wide. And even still, he cannot make it. He has to brake. Has to take what I almost called the LMP1 line, and all that early braking almost makes him a victim, as Herbaub was going to overtake him. He's unable to. We've got 9 minutes left of the race. Lap 17 of 19. I want to keep my eyes on stuff going on elsewhere, but how do you? How do you? It's impossible.
I got you. We can take a look at Jonas Dreyer and Chris Chatterton battling for second place. Chris Chatterton having a quiet race going up 9 places, and Jonas Dreyer had a quiet race going up 13 places. But now, the two of them are starting to do battle. As we can see, by the way, the color coding, if you're new here, the color coding for this series is green, professional, blue, pro-am, and yellow is amateur. It's basically whatever iRating you have is the difference, which is roughly tied to your general skill of these things. So, I mean, wouldn't want to be slow in your class now, would you? Especially for prizes. I mean, that's the main thing. And that is one particular battle, and we have another. We have Andrew Miller looking at the back end of Callum Beament, the car of a number 22 Audi R8 fame. And just because of the largeness of the M4, it really does look, it looks slow when you're looking out of it, but it's going the same speed as everybody else, but it's simply because you're about a foot higher than everybody.
Wait, there was a nice photo from the weekend. The Nürburgring 2.4 by the Major Series, and basically the only 2 drivers in the GT4s picked the BMW. And there was a lovely shot of the whole field getting ready to grid for the formation lap. You could just see the BMW stand out like a sore thumb. Like everything, you see the nice wings and everything. BMW M4 GT4. You can't see anything. You just see the roof. And it's the same with the GT3.
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah.
Right, Rob. Pat Herbow has had enough. He's almost bump drafting Sean Campbell right now, but he has to yield. Going into Mulsanne, he wanted to make the move on Campbell. It's one of these things that I think he's starting to get. I wouldn't say he's getting. Impatient because there's 6.5 minutes left. There'll be 2 laps after this. But the question is, do you want to be at the front of this queue when it's the final lap? Depends who's behind you, I would say, but I don't think I'd want to be at the front. Because how desperate will a man be? Just seriously, how desperate will a man be to win this race?
I mean, I think if Herbo sat behind the two of them and just waited, I mean, one of them is bound to make a mistake. Knock on wood, that doesn't happen. But you can never rule anything out in racing. It is one of the most unpredictable things in the whole wide world. There's so much that can go wrong, so much and so many errors that the drivers can make. So it is on a knife edge constantly. And again, Fletcher's not able to get the car moved across enough for the second half of that before chicane. You can see him. We were looking at the onboard facing forward from Pat's car. Pat is driving number 3, very nice plain looking Blancpain AMG Mercedes, but he's looking forward. Oh crikey, that is Sean Campbell sliding again. He's lost quite a lot of time to Billy Fletcher, and really it is starting to get to the situation where I do think Sean has either cooked tires or he's lost enough grip and is driving at the edge of the limit of that car, and is just, I'm pretty sure he's sweating. I think is.
Sorry, I can just smell it. You smell it. You smell it in the air. That's marble. That's burnt marble. That's the tire carcass just going, and you can just smell that rubber in the air. They have to go 3 wide around lap traffic. That's Ryan Ecclestone. Have to go 3 wide, and you know what? That helped Campbell. For the penultimate lap, is Campbell going to try and go 2 wide? He's going to try and go around the outside into Mulsanne 1. That turns to the inside, of course. Has he made this? Has he overcooked it? He might have. Fletcher's got a really good line, but who's got the middle of the track? It is Campbell, but again, when he hears 2 wide, he pulls away. Inside belongs to Fletcher. Fletcher's had, I wouldn't say the best of luck. There's no such thing when it comes to racing. It's just netcode. But when you look at the incident, Pat Herbow, he overcooked it. Fletcher kept on to his lead. Campbell, he had to take a shallow line. Fletcher kept on to his lead. I think it's safe to say right now, when I was saying, do you want to be the lead car? I think Billy Fletcher's like, yeah, I'll be the lead car. I'll take it. You have to make sure you do it perfect. And right now, in the last 3 laps, the guys behind him have not made that a perfect overtake. And Fletcher continues to hold on to that lead.
Well, continues, but for how long does he yield? Is Sean really gonna try and seal the deal? I mean, he is trying so hard around the outside. Oh, does he have the inside? No, he doesn't.
No, I was almost worried if Campbell had a slowdown there. Really cut the inside there at Mulsanne, but no slowdown. He's okay, but again, who's got the inside? It's Fletcher. Campbell must be thinking, here we go again. Again, I'm on the outside. Can he send it into Indianapolis from here? I don't think so. Pat Herbow, he's had enough. He's just climbing onto the back as well. But no, pulled away. They all pull away. Now, usually if we're talking about, I don't know, fuel saving, yeah, no, that's good. That's good moves from Pat. But it's not like I'm saying Pat should be sending it right now, because you make a mistake, you take everybody out, because you're that back car. And the front car controls the pace. The middle car controls how the positions go. And that rear car decides who survives. Team effort right now, boys. You're at different cars, you're different teams. Just get to the finish line any which means necessary. But not like this, Campbell. Not like this. And he tried to go around the outside of Porsche. You can see he is asking the questions, and Fletcher has the answers right now. You can see that he's like, what are you gonna do if I go around the outside? Well, I'll just do this. Oh, okay. So, ooh, how close was that for Fletcher for a slowdown? Did he make it? I think he just made it.
Just about, and you could just see Campbell. I'm pretty sure he is ignominious in that box. He is making sure that wheel is as perfectly straight as possible, gunning it when he needs to, and this is the last lap. So, buckle in. This is going to be a good one. Oh, on the inside, Campbell's looking on the inside. Not good enough coming up to the chicane. Through the curves we go, and he's still absolutely holding onto the wheel as best he can, just trying, hoping that at some stage he can grab that P1 and hold on to it for dear life as they come past Terre Rouge. And you can just see
the car's sliding.
Oh, he really is. He's holding on. He's holding on to that car for dear life, sliding through Terre Rouge, and just praying that Pat Herbaub does not interfere. But Pat, he's got his own race to do, and he wants first. He sees first. And
he's pinching Campbell. Campbell's got nowhere to go. Oh, this is brilliant from Herbaub. He might get this position, and Campbell yields, and Herbaub's going to try and make it two in one corner. He's not made it. Oh, he's still side by side though, but he's going to lose all the momentum. Campbell comes back. Herbaub's done it again. He's gone for what could have been the greatest move of the night, and he's not been able to stick it because he's gone in too hot. That would have been amazing if he took two there. He played that perfectly. He pinned in. He did everything right, and he cannot do it. And now he's almost trying to pinch Campbell again. Campbell wants Fletcher. He'll have to go around at Mulsanne too. He has to give in. He has to give in. He cannot get the angle. Oh, this is just shaping up well now. They all want a piece of the pie. Roll, I don't know what's going to happen. We've got two more braking points, and that's a car on the side of the road. Mark Bailey, who's literally just decided, I'm pulling to the side of the road. I'm letting you guys fight.
And just as you can see, this is on board with looking backwards with Billy Fletcher as he sees two very determined cars behind him just wanting a piece of that pie, not letting up, never giving him an inch, never even letting him breathe. I don't think. I don't think he's taken a breath since Sean Campbell and co decided to start fighting. And just sheer lunacy. Sheer lunacy.
Lunacy? This ain't lunacy. This is the hottest ticket in GT3 right now. This is the RacingSimRigs World Series, and they are continue to battle. And you can see Fletcher is at the raggedy edge, trying to find a line that makes Campbell have no route to an overtake. And how about enough? And he's gone in at Arnage on Campbell, and he's not made it stick. Herbaub's had enough, and maybe that decides the race, because Campbell's lost the toe on Fletcher. Well, he's not lost it, but he's lost any chance of making a move right now on Fletcher. That move from Herbaub may have just sealed 1, 2, and 3 in this order right now. We'll wait and see as they come through the Porsche curves. They still got to take these tyres that must be crying right now. They really must be crying after 75 minutes. And that gap is closing a little bit on Campbell, but it's just not enough right now. Maybe he would have had to look for a move in the Ford chicane, like Fletcher did on him when he got that lead. But I think that's it. They're coming to the final braking zone. There's half a second between Fletcher and Campbell. Braking for Ford. No mistakes now. No mistakes now. Into the final corner. The press day will be memorable. But for Billy Fletcher, he kicks off the season with victory at press day.
I was so excited he almost lost connection there.
So, that's just... Yeah, I'm always excited. Anyway, Andrew Dawson for Eclipse. That's right, Eclipse are back on the podium. It may be press day. Andrew Dawson kicks off the new Pro-Am division with victory in the press day, and there's a battle behind him between Drea and Chatterton. It is going to be 2 Eclipses on at the podium. Is it going to be 1 and 3 or 1 and 2? It's going to be 1 and 3. Has Jonas Drea hold off Chatterton at the end to take P2 and Chatterton take P3. Brilliant racing there. Here comes Wyden Lee. He's going to take 4th. Callum Beaumont is going to take 5th. What about Christian First and Andrew Miller? It looks like Christian First is just going to hold on there. And then we've got to give our hands up to Senning Mateus. What a drive from him. Has he had any, he just breezed the competition in that BMW for SWM. And he will win the amateur.
Yeah, he just charged and then charged some more. And then he takes the win for amateur.
That's just brilliant. Hakanai Limbo will take the P2. I believe John Williams... Yeah, he still gets it. He had to serve a slow... That would have been drama. Eclipse does get on the amateur podium, but did he have a slowdown at the end there? Oh, he had a slowdown at the Ford chicane, but he does take P3 in the amateurs, so... Wow, I can't believe that. The free wise, the respect,
It was tight.
Wow.
It was tight.
Just amazing. We've still got a few more finishes. I think Ryan Hamilton. Am I reading that right? Ryan Hamilton will be the last car to cross the line. He's at the Busan Straight. But wow. Brilliant race. And yeah,
I can't say.
I haven't got much to say.
Yeah, neither do I.
Well, what I am going to do, I know we've still got some drivers just coming across the line. We've got Chris Gaines quickly leading for a lot of the race. Chris, I think that's the Ford power because, Ford is amazing. Just talk us through what happened, though, because one moment you had the lead and next moment you're a few seconds behind.
Yeah, it's all to do with fuel saving at the end of the day. They saved a lot of fuel behind me. I knew I weren't going to lead a race ever again in the Ford, so I thought I'd make the most of it and just push as hard as I can. And just not save the fuel. So yeah, I think they managed to save a couple of laps of fuel over me at the end. So made all the difference come to pit stops.
So explain the battling, because that to me was madness. I mean, granted, we know the McLaren doesn't have the top speed, but was there any time there you were thinking, I'm going to lose this? Because you were trading at the start of the race and then Sean had the slowdown and lost it, and then after that, you were just in the lead all the time, but you were threatened a couple times.
Yeah, so I mean, at the beginning we were trading simply because we had about a 2-second gap to the guys behind us in third, trading to try and just pull each other along each straight that came along to try and pull that gap a bit, open that gap, because sitting behind each other we're not going to really pull away. So that didn't seem to work. And then halfway through the race, I kind of thought he would breeze past me, but obviously the Ford had a lot more power in comparison to... I've not done a lot of testing with the other guys on track, so I couldn't really compare myself to them before in practice, so it was quite... it was impressive to see how much power that Ford's got.
Yeah, the Ford's like the most OP. Come on, we all know that.
Yeah, we all know that.
Yeah. It's the only track I think it goes well at, let's be honest. So I'm loathing Hockenheim round 1, but that should be fun either way. But I'm really looking forward to the challenge this season in the Ford, I must admit. I'm really enjoying driving it.
So, for those who don't know, because, a lot of people nowadays, they drive the Lamborghini, they drive the Audi, they drive the BMW. What is it about the BMW? Just explain what it is about the BMW that just makes it different.
Well, I've driven it most of last season, and it's quite, for me personally, I find it quite easy to set up to make it competitive, which I think is why quite a few use it. And it's very neutral. There's not too much oversteer, there's not too much understeer, but that's how I feel anyway. And I just feel it is kind of a very neutral ground car to go with. I was going to go with it myself. I originally chose the BMW, but decided against it because I just wanted to try something different. But I do think that the BMW has is a very accessible setup range, let's say, so you can make certain setup changes to it, which will affect the overall handling of it, but not to the drastic extent as to others like the Audi, where you make one change and it makes it completely undrivable. So I think there's more ground to adjust the BMW in setup wise, which makes it quite appealing to drive, let's say.
I don't know if you've got anything to add, Rob.
Other than how drenched in sweat were you at the end of that, trying to keep Sean Campbell at bay?
Well, to be honest, not much. I got a big fan attached to my rig, so I just turned the fan on full blast. So yeah, I'm sweating now. I've turned it off to talk to you guys, otherwise you'll just hear a massive blowing of a fan in the background. So I'll turn it on as soon as I get off.
Well, I'll let you turn that fan back on. We'll let you go so you can cool yourself down a little bit more. Fantastic racing, full stop. I'm glad to see a Ford back in the Pro, much to Rob's annoyance, but I don't care. Rob says I love the Ford. Chris, all the best for the season. It's going to be a fantastic season. We'll let you go, and well done for the night. We'll see you next week.
Thanks a lot, guys. Good broadcast. Thank you very much.
Man, all the best. Caught your breath?
Yeah, I mean enough to give our outro.
I can give an outro, don't you worry, because once again, if this is your first time because you've tuned in for the league, this is Raidillon TV. Thank you once again for watching and staying with us throughout it all, even throughout this weird man just shouting a lot. Why is he shouting? I don't know. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up, and of course that bell so you know when we go live. I'll let you know that every Wednesday, this is about the same time we'll be going live, so just before 8:30 British summertime is when we'll be going live with this series, so you'll be ready for that. Underneath the video is a link to our Discord community, and you've seen the live timings. There's a PayPal link as well if you'd like to give donations, or the super chat, of course, with our membership tiers. But also a shout out under there to trackcams22.com, providing the cameras that Rob uses all the time on the broadcast. And I do love the aerial photos that you can get with this. So thank you very much. Our schedule is very, very confusing at the moment. But like I said, you hit that bell, we will be here Friday night. We will be back with some more racing. But next week, as you heard from Chris, week 1 of season 4, Hockenheim. Oh, Rob, I love that track. I love that track. So until then, I'm going to finish off my cup of water. Rob's going to fan himself down because he's got very excited. So I'm going to say, if you don't know how we end, this is how we end, because my name is Craig King.
And I have been Robert O'Brien.
And this is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Good evening, folks.